It's Fragrance Friday. Phoenix J back, y'all. And this week for Fragrance Friday, we are getting into yellow. I moved over here because I figured it'd be easier for me to sit here and have my entire rotating yellow space so we can talk about it. Now, when I think about yellow, I have some golds here too that are on the lighter side. These are more of my like sunny, optimistic, bright, positive, like think big and think confident and think really sunny is a great word. Like when you think yellow, immediately lemons, suns, and lemonades, maybe Beyonce's hold up music videos, SpongeBob, Pikachu. Like yellow tends to go to things that bring a brightness about them. We're gonna have a lot of fun with this one because I have a lot of unique fragrances up top with my yellows and golds. The first one we're gonna get into is this one here. This is the first fragrance from the brand We the People, and this is Souk Honey. Souk Honey. This is a fabulous fragrance. If you've ever listened to the founder of We the People talk or seen her in any videos, or she was on Good Morning America, seen her in any of her press or promos, this woman is just so fascinating. She's got that like really bubbly, bright, exciting, almost contagious energy about her. And when she launched this fragrance, it caught my attention because she talked about the developing of the notes and the progression of the fragrances. The way I talk about fragrance, it's very descriptive, it's very animated, it's very like you can tell it's impassioned. It's impassioned. The person speaking is very passionate about what they do. And so I got this on a blind buy. I've been looking for a honey fragrance and I did finally find one that I love. And I talked about that in one of the last videos when I talked about my my gold bottles that were on one display that had the honey fragrance from KKW. This on the other hand is a completely different take on honey. So it's inspired by the African market, the souk, like the idea of being in the market and having access to honey and all of these different fresh florals. It is a bright, exciting smell. Like I love this. This is the fragrance I will always keep in my collection. Another one where I have one of my full bottles, and this one is an empty bottle. Don't know why it's up there, but this is Versace Eros Parfum. I've talked about this one. This is the Toilette. It is such a great fragrance. It's bright. You've got notes of lemon. You've got I think it's Sicilian lemon to be exact, and you've got mandarin, and it's this bright citrusy. Like this is always a summer time fragrance pool for me. I've got this one up here which has some cream shades. So you can see a couple cream kind of colored fragrances up here as well. And this one is, of course, one I've raved about. You cannot read that on this, but it's by Rosie Jane, Rosie and the perfume oil. I love this so much. It is the perfect base. It's a hint of rose and a wonderful ambery skin scent that is just absolutely fantastic. Every time I wear it, it just one of those fragrances that just continues to grow on you throughout the day, and you randomly have moments of moving your hands or your arms or your body and getting a whiff of it. Like, ooh, where did that come from? It's just really nice and warm and inviting. I have an empty bottle of Lady Gaga's Fame. This was the original run of this fragrance. You see, I have a corner of juice down there, but this bottle doesn't smell anything like what it did when I had it. It was such a fascinating fragrance because you had this black liquid that sprayed clear and this wonderful fragrance with notes of belladonna and sandalwood, and it's rich and it's a warm floral. And I think I've talked about the dupe that I have of that, but we'll eventually get to that as we continue on this collection. I've got a couple Ocha fragrances. These are all from the Oud collection. So here we've got Garden of Lucille. This one is a floral oud. Yeah, that's definitely a floral musky oud. Mystical oud, which is a little bit calmer and softer of a oud, and then Gulf Pearl, which is like old school musk and oud. Nice fragrances, and they're fun. I don't wear them that often. I don't know if these are going to exit the collection or not because I love a good oud, and they're all good. There's the full size, or there's the 3.4, and this one is much fuller than the last. As you can see, I barely sprayed that one, but that's also Eros Parfum. Here we've got a black owned brand that I rave about all the time, Harlem Perfume Company. This is Golden Muse from them. We've got our notes here. I love that they put the notes on the bottle. Like, please, brands, keep putting the notes on on the boxes and the bottles. Sea salt, Tahitian Monoi, and vanilla caviar. And this is summertime fine, tropical vacation. You've got this creamy, like white floral note that is just addictive, that works with the vanilla caviar and works with the sea salt note. And it just sits so beautifully on the skin. Golden Muse is, if I'm not mistaken, a Sephora exclusive launch. It launched with Showgirl, if I'm not mistaken. And there's, I mean, wonderful fragrances. You'll see also, I have quite a few minis in different places, and minis are my main route in exploring new fragrances. If I love it enough to empty the entire mini, I get a full size bottle. Um, Next, this one is not yellow by any means, but we're going to get into it. This is Eclair from Latafa. This is a pretty well known fragrance, I would say, amongst fragrance lovers and amongst gourmand lovers. It's in the same vein. Yeah, this is wonderful. It's nice. It's creamy. It's exciting. It's got that real caramel like indulgence about it. This is a great fragrance. I love this one. It layers well. It's got nice longevity. I mean, just all around a good fragrance. It could be a dupe. It's very likely a dupe because this is Lattafa. So it's very likely a dupe, but it could be. It's in the same vein as like, oh my gosh, there's Latte Abiad. I think that's what it's called. I have that one. Blanche Bet, Commodity Milk, like that family of lactonics. It pulls. It could be a Blanche Bet dupe or a Bianco Latte dupe, but it's really nice and creamy and it just feels great and layers well. I've worn it with Latte Abiad, and when I tell y'all dessert. I've also worn it with Angel Share, and that was fun. This is the fragrance that shifted vanilla for me. A gorgeous bottle of Gucci Flora, gorgeous orchid. I don't wear this one all the time, but this actually, uh, I have a special significance of the date when this fragrance came out, and I really enjoy this one. It When I first smelled it, I had never worn a vanilla, like a primarily vanilla fragrance, something that you could tell was vanilla based ever. Never had done it before. And this has a very prominent vanilla orchid note. And I love orchids. I just come out of being a florist when I was introduced to this fragrance. And I was like, ooh, like gorgeous orchid. And then I just was pulled all the way in. It pulled me in because I love a floral, but it pulled me in with the vanilla and how it worked in this vanilla orchid accord. And it is absolutely brilliant. We've also got a body mist up here. This is one I got at the TJ Maxx for like $6. This is golden marshmallow. I will spritz this on in a heartbeat. It's a nice, light, like lactonic sweet. It works really, really well with any of the lactonics, but especially like heavy cream, the body mist from Sniff, or Eclair, milk from Commodity. I mean, it just works really well with those lactonic fragrances. And this was the one I think I was telling y'all about the other night, but I got mixed up with one. Yeah, this is Blanco Latte from Hekayat. And this one is really, really nice, y'all. This is that lactonic base, like the perfect oil base. But what's really interesting about this is it doesn't give like a commodity milk, like any of the lactonics I've normally talked about. It doesn't give that same kind of vibe. And you know, I have condensed milk from Demeter. This one is so much more like a rich custard. Like it's not just milk. It's truly gourmand, but it's kind of syrupy, kind of silky. The texture of the smell feels different, if that makes sense. Like how it hits the body, how it enters the body is different than a normal lactonic. And it's so rich and the depth is like next level that when you spray anything on top, the way that they marry is really, really nice. I'm going to show y'all that one again because this is a good one. This is a really good one. If you love lactonics, if you love your like I said, milky fragrances, Blanco Latte from Hekayat Attar. This is just really, really nice. And it is a dupe of Bianco Latte. And then finally, up here in the yellow gold realm, I do have this one too that kind of sits up there with them usually. This is Gisou hair perfume, the original in the honey. Honey's another thing I think of with yellow, and that's where we get to this fragrance. This is Marc Jacobs Honey. This is one of my favorite bottles in my collection. Absolutely love that. That is such a dope bottle. Like that is really cool. Marc Jacobs always has like amazing bottles. Uh, Stormbrand. This pure honey is it just feels like spring. Like I know that this is about to get worn out now that we're like tiptoeing on spring weather. It's about to get worn out because I love layering it with things, especially if they have floral notes like any of my rollerball oils from Nest New York. It is a win. It is a win. I really, really enjoy this. Now we're gonna get into just beneath there, our yellow fragrances are our peachy and kind of orange fragrances. There's a couple that are actually orange, but these are mostly like peachy, champagne colored bottles. And we have quite a bit of sniff down here. So we're going to get right on into it. The first one we're going to talk about, I've talked about this one recently. This is Devotion from Dolce& and Gabbana. Devotion Intense. I love this one. You've got like, I think it's like a candied hazelnut note. And this fragrance is so rich. Ooh, do I have anywhere else I can spray? We're gonna try right there. I have something already on my skin, which is why I haven't been going on my arms, but I'll be able to smell it through. Mmm. It smells like candy or cereal or like a candy coated cereal. Like there's this baked candy sweetness that is really wonderful about that one. Love that, Dolce& and Gabbana. This is the newest addition to my collection in a full size bottle. This is a Bridgerton fragrance. I have two. This one is Dearest Tempting Peach. This is really, really nice. If you can get out and give this one a smell, I think they only sell it at Ulta. I think that's the only place you can get it. Um, I don't always have the best shopping experience at Ulta, but maybe that's just me. Oh, it's nice. It's nice. It's gonna do well in the spring. You know what? How is that gonna smell with this? I'm gonna try something real quick because I want to know. I feel like those two are gonna do really, really well together. Like yeah. Mm, it smells like sitting outside in the garden, eating like a peach ice cream, peach sorbet, smelling the flowers, smelling the fresh air. You get the peachiness. Oh, that's wonderful. But the floral notes marry in such a beautiful way. Yeah, that's nice. I've talked about this fragrance before. This is Vu Patisserie uh Emir from I think this might be Triple Turn. I can't remember. It might be could be Go For It. I can't remember. But you can find them under the name Vu Patisserie Emir. I love also it's a velvet bottle, obviously inspired by Xerjoff. I'm pretty sure that's the brand that these are inspired by. This one had to grow on me. Vu Patisserie, I did not like at first. And I can almost 1000% give that to the cardamom note because it threw me off. But after this macerated and I began to wear it after that maceration, oh my goodness. Longevity, richness, gourmand. This was really, really, I had a lot of fun wearing this a ton during the fall. And actually, I layered it with this next one from Sniff. This is Naughty Nana. Again, another thing I think of with the colors, like these peachy, kind of rusty, burnt orange tones. Is I'm also thinking and getting that Thanksgiving fall time vibe. And Naughty Nana was definitely getting an opportunity to shine with Vu Patisserie Amir. This has like a fruit cake accord, if I'm not mistaken, and like a rum accord. And it's boozy, but it's sweet. It's supposed to remind you kind of a grandma, but really more of the vibe of the grandma and not the literal grandma. Like boozy, but gourmand, like just really, really fun. Natural Talent. This is from Sniff as well. This is great as a great base, or for those who don't like a ton of fragrance. Think in the same vein as the skin scents I love, but lean a little bit more woody, like a really light, clean, fresh wood based scent. Um, Also, as I was just talking about a second ago, here's Heavy Cream from Sniff. As y'all can see, that one's over halfway gone. I mean, Extra Whip. Extra Whip. Heavy Cream is from Fleur. I was talking about Extra Whip and not that one, but Extra Whip is one of my favorite body mist. I actually like it more than Heavy Cream. If you like Heavy Cream from Fleur, to me, this is better, personally. But it's only because I don't like the salted caramel note. I don't like a salted caramel note in any fragrance. Burning Bridges, this is another one from Sniff. I love a nice woody fragrance. Like if it's done right, please don't smell like a cabin on fire. Please don't smell like we literally just cut wood. Please don't smell exactly like a barn. Like, I don't need it to be too sawdusty, too woody, too, like, not for me, not in my taste. Some people love that. Burberry Hero is your thing. I love that for you. Hermes has a great one, but not me. Burning Bridges strikes the balance. It strikes the balance of smoky and in a light, kind of like gray smoke, not black smoke, smoky, and then you get a wood note. And it's very balanced. And it's almost a touch boozy. Like there's almost a touch of booze to it. There's another body mist in here. I have two more body mists actually, and a body spray. We'll talk about um, Salt and Stone, Saffron and Cedar. Love this. Easy, super easy. I'll layer this. I'll just throw this on for no reason, for every reason, because it just works with everything. It is very Baccarat Rouge 540 coated, very very baccarat rouge coated, like so much giving that, but I love it. It's really nice. As you can see, I do spray this one. I do enjoy this one. Rare Beauty, let me tell you, I did not think I was gonna love this one. This is Fine Comfort, the Fine Comfort line. This is the peachy one. I wasn't sure if she was gonna get it right enough for me. Where do I have that? I can, yeah, it's a light peach. It's a light, nice. I do this a lot more summery. But this is gonna be fun. And I really like this in my locks. Like I really like the smell of this in my locks. It just is a really nice, light, um, non-offensive scent. Now we're gonna get into two gifts. I receive these from people I love and that love me, and that's great. I love that for me. And I love that for them. This is do 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 MCM. Yes, MCM. That's the name of this fragrance. This, I have to respray it. I haven't sprayed this one in a second. Yeah. It's subtly floral, subtly skin scent. It's not oud, but there's a really nice wooded note here. This was given to me by one of my fragrance addict friends, Tay. Um, I'm not going to tell you exactly what she said, but she said something like, I was getting things out of my collection, and I went and I said, what is the most over the top bottle that I can give to Jay? This was it. And I love that when she gave it to me. I was like, oh, I feel loved. And then this is also from one of my managers. Brandon put me on this one. Um, this is Whiskey Toast. And I like it. I wasn't sure I was gonna like it. Like, if I'm being real, I was like, ooh, I don't know about that. Whiskey Toast. Like, I don't do a whole lot of whiskey, but this actually this smells like something that I used to wear when I was younger, when I was first getting into fragrance. And I like it. I like it as just a quick, I'm just running to the grocery store. Like I just quick. I don't need this for much. That this and you don't have to spray a lot. And that's what's great. I love a good uh quick one. So I have two more here that we're gonna actually I lied. I have just a couple more. Just a few more. These are all minis from Sniff. Since I was on a Sniff roll, we've got Tarte Deco, Honey Sweet, which Honey Sweet I bought, and honorable mention. I want to say I bought honorable mention Tarte Deco, and there's a couple others were given to me by my coworker Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. I really I like Sniff as a brand. There's not much I don't like. Honey Sweet is what I really have to talk about because I brought it up earlier. This is probably the best honey fragrance I've ever smelled. If you're looking for a honey fragrance, I want to say this was in partnership with Professor Perfume. I believe this was on TikTok. But Honey Sweet is, oh my goodness, you get it. Like she get it. She got it. They get it. Everybody, this is right. This is right. When I said I wanted a perfect honey scent, I didn't want it to be too sweet. because I wanted a touch of the smokiness that reminds you of beeswax. And I wanted it to be kind of fresh, but kind of gourmand. I wanted something really complex in my head. There was something in my head that I envisioned. I was like, I just don't know that any brand is going to get it right as I was looking. And I came across a couple that I was like, I really like this. This is not my honey scent. I really like this. This is nice. This gives honey. Still not my honey scent because I have like 5 or 6 really good fragrances that have honey notes. But this is the best when I'm looking for a true honey scent. They got it right. They got it right at Sniff with this one. And finally, on my journey, I've talked about it before how I look for compositions in a fragrance that are like the perfect fill in the blank. Perfect rose, perfect jasmine, perfect oud, perfect smoke, perfect lactonic. Like I look for those for me, again, for me, not an objective perfect because that wouldn't exist, but like the closest thing to perfection in that category for me that I can always consider my go to when I want that vibe, I look for that. And peach was one of those that I knew when I got on I was on this high essentially where I was buying. First of all, it really wasn't, yeah, it was a high. I was damn near binging, y'all. The way I was buying fragrances at one point in time was ridiculous. And I know my collection had doubled within a 6 month period. And I was like, okay, we're gonna take a deep breath. We're gonna slow down a little bit. But I was on I had one big purchase that were all fruit scents. All fruits. So it was like a watermelon, batik watermelon. I had a combination, like almost like a fruit salad of all these berries, red berries. I had a peach. I had a pineapple. There was one that was blueberry I almost got, but I didn't get it. But this was the peach. And I had been searching for a peach and I smelled time for a bitter peach. And I was like, it's bitter. Yeah, it's giving more bitter on me than it is peach. But I found Taskeen from Paris Corner, Taskeen Peach. And while longevity leaves a little bit to be desired, this is brilliant. This is brilliant. This is brilliant. This is wonderful. This actually gives peach. It's not giving more nectarine. It's not giving more like pomelo. No, it's giving peach. I wanted peach. The bottle is peach. The fragrance is peach. So they got it right with Taskeen Peach. Um, Love that one. And the final one here is actually also a mini, but this is one I recently fell in love with. This was when it clicked for me, when I knew what my primary niche of an everyday fragrance was. This just aligned with where I was on this journey too, because I've gotten this since I've been on here. This is from Skylar. This is from Skylar Clean Beauty, and this is their eau de parfum in a rollerball, nude skin. Y'all, you want to talk about getting it right again? This is a fragrance for me that no matter where I am in life, I will need to keep a rollerball. I don't need a spraying bottle of this. I need to keep a rollerball of this. This works perfectly for me in a rollerball because the way I'm able to just wear it and hear the notes. Let me tell you the notes. Tiger orchid, warm vanilla, golden amber. It is subtle but powerful at the same time. It intensifies the me of it all, but it intensifies it in this almost tropical solar kind of way. It's a skin scent that goes solar, and I hadn't had one of those yet. But I had just realized, like, I'm a skin scent person. Like I'm an amber and musks and anything that sits and magnifies the skin. Those type of fragrances are just so fascinating to me. This was a purchase I made knowing what I was going into, and because I had realized 1000% where my niche was. Well, y'all, yellows and peaches are down. Yellows and peaches are down. And next week, we're going to be moving into purples. We're going to talk about purple. We're going to talk about my journey with purple. Yellows, peaches, and oranges, because I don't think there's any other oranges in my collection. These are really just like optimistic, bright, fun in a lot of cases. But there are some with a little smoke and a little bit more seriousness to them or a little sultriness. So thank you so much for tuning in to another Fragrance Friday. This is Phoenix J, and I will see you in the next one. Phoenix J out.